I got some bobbins. Yesterday I already had the alpaca, and then I finished spinning the nutcracker, either tussle silk cashgora blends, and then I also spun monkey tail, which I showed you in my pink sweater spin, I think, during Tour de Femme. But I think those three singles plied together will look very nice. It's very different. You usually have all these colorful plies. This will be very subtle, but it might make a nice sweater with a textured stitch. Yeah. I have plans for all my sweaters. I will talk about this in another video. But now let me show you the difference between those two. This one I spun over the fold. And this one I did with my short forward long draw, which is kind of a fake long draw, I guess, because it's not really long, but I still let the twist get into the fiber. I showed that to you yesterday, and I will show it to you again in a minute with the rest of the alpaca. This one with the short forward long draw has much more halo. You can see it in between the bobbins right here. Then this one, which is spun over the fold, which is like a half woolen spun. So this one is definitely more woolen spun than this. I thought that was interesting. See the fuzz? Not existent here. It's much more shiny and slick, and this has a little halo. I started also spinning the next 50 grams of the alpaca. And here now you can see it has really different shades in that rowing. See, there's a brown and black. That's cool. And this is left of that 50 gram. And I did exactly the same thing like I did with the nutcracker fiber yesterday. I just made stripes, so I kind of preserve the different shades. And in here, obviously, there is some darker and brown and white, but it's kind of, at that part of the rowing, it was the brightest. And the other part of the rowing at that point was the dark brown and the black. So this is the last thing I spin. You know, you can also put this on-off button on this e-spinner here, but mine has a little problem. It never turns off when I click it. And I really don't know what the problem is, because it's not connected. I mean, the circuit should be interrupted once the plate goes back up. I don't know what it is. So I'm just turning the power off now when I have to stop the wheel, because if it doesn't turn off when I hold here, it overspins. Whatever, minor problem. And anyway, only a problem if you use e-spinners, which I agree with you. E-spinners are not beautiful. It's much nicer to watch a video where somebody has a nice big wheel that makes a clicking sound. I absolutely agree. And I know how to spin with a pedaled spinning wheel. I actually was a drummer for many, many years, professional drummer, and I can pedal with both feet independently. I probably could spin 2 spinning wheels at once. I should try that sometime. I started spinning with an electrical spinning wheel like a year ago, and I started spinning with a wheel about 2 years ago. However, first time I spun, I was a kid in school. I went to Waldorf school, And we had to learn how to spin with a spindle and on the wheel when I was in 4th grade. And I didn't really like it. My yarn came out totally thick and thin. And the teacher always said, you gotta be more consistent, you gotta be more consistent. And then she would unroll my spinning and fix the thick parts and, you know, rip out the parts that were too skinny. And then we had to ply it, 2-ply, and then we had to knit the hat from it. And before that, we had to shear the sheep, and clean the wool and card it and scour it and all that. And back then, I mean, it was cool because we did it with the class, and it was nice to not sit in the school and do math, but the actual thing I didn't really like. And we also hand dyed with plants. And now I really would love to do all this again. All those years later, I appreciate it now. But back then, I wasn't really into it. But what I was saying, yeah, the electric spinning wheel. Yeah, it's not very romantic. The sound also is like a big fat vibrator. But it really is fast. And right now in my life, I like some things just to work. It's still relaxing to me, and I like the speed because I feel like I want to get somewhere. And I mean, if you think about it, if you are a sewer, you probably use a sewing machine. Is it not sewing because you use a sewing machine? Is it only sewing if you use needle and thread with your hands? For me, it is actually still not spinning like if you would pedal. But I don't care, it's just electric spinning. I do a lot of spindling, drop spindling. I got really good at that. I can walk and hike and do anything while I drop spindle, if I don't need my hands otherwise. And so I feel like I'm not just doing the electric thing. And I always ply with my spinning wheel too. And since I'm so good already at drop spindling, I just recently started learning, finally, supported spindling. But that in another video. I have to update that video where I unpack those spindles. But it's getting better. And also my Navajo spindle has a whole lot of Navajo churro wool on it. But that's also for another video. Now let's focus on the alpaca. Move the hook. My bobbins are always a little messy because I never move the hook. So like I did the nutcracker fiber yesterday, I also, and the monkey tail fiber, I also used that kind of short forwards or short backwards long draw here, see? Kind of let the twist get into the fiber and then draw back, but just short, not long. And I don't know if that's already considered a long draw, probably not. It's probably considered a mediocre, weird spinning technique. I don't know. I like it. It relaxes me. And it's pretty fast. So that's what I'm doing. Here is romance versus speed for you. I finished this in no time. Now I have 2 bobbins of my alpaca and I can ply those 3 together. I'm very curious. See, I use my real spinning wheel. It's a small one, it's not a big nice one, but I like this one a lot. It's made out of cherrywood, and cherrywood is nice. It's gonna be nice, I think. But you know what? I will show you the finished skein tomorrow, so I can, in peace, quiet, ply this, and then we can look at the result, if it's any nice. And at that point, I can make the color concept for the next skein. Either it's gonna be similar or something completely else. I really have to see that whole skein first before I make decisions. You can also wait till this whole project is done and then go to the playlist and binge watch everything. I think I will even put videos in the same playlist with the sweater I knit from this. That'd be fun. So it would be a fiber to sweater project in tiny bits in one playlist. I think this is the way to do it for me, because I really admire the creators that do like fleece to sweater. There's no way I can do this in my life. I don't have the capacity to organize this through like that because I have so much other stuff going on. But that's all right. I don't have to do the same thing. You can get the fleece to sweater videos from somebody else. All right, I hope you're doing good. I look forward to the skein tomorrow. I'm gonna wash it overnight and dry it, and it will be totally finished by tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on electric and real spinning wheels. And subscribe if you want to tour with me through this whole sweater spin. And I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.